Alright, we are back for our losers match. It's going to be the M versus Stark here. We're starting up on Viney Research Station, actually. TVZ, one of these two players will not be moving on. One of these two players are going to be eliminated right now. And the other one's going to need to go on and face Kaoali. So, not a fun, what's the word I'm looking for? Reward for either of these players having to face Kaoali next, if that is the case. But, we are into game number 1, spawning here in the top of Viney Research Station. In orange, our Terran player who has switched clans in between series. It's the end.
Yeah, Mr. Squirrel. Spawning down in the bottom from Team All Inspiration, it is Stark. Good luck in the next round. The M already writing himself off. It's a bit of self-deprecating humour. Never goes astray. I think the Stark should be favoured in this matchup.
Probably. He's pretty strong against Terran. As I was talking about earlier, he played Terran for an entire season, so he's pretty comfortable dealing with all of the builds that a Terran player can do, and just in general, he's got a decent knowledge of the game. So being able to counter players, what they do, and starting on this map, I would say it's a Zerg favored map. It's so difficult to deal with creep on this map because it goes completely different directions, and it's so difficult to find attack paths. But I mean, the M has done some interesting attacks in his first 2 games. He did take a really nice lead in the first game, the second game that he played on 1 HP on this map, but just kind of threw that away.
And stopped making medivacs and stopped making Muda mines and just had no slash damage and just Marines only. It's kind of went bad, but he's shown he has the capability to get into a winning position though, so cannot be underestimated as your dog starts barking in the background.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's barking at, actually. There's literally nothing going on right now. He woke up to bark. That's the intelligence of dogs. He was asleep in my bedroom, and he woke up to bark. That's all he's did.
Standard. My dog's probably still just asleep or lazy. He's just super lazy. I imagine this cast will finish in an hour and a half or so. Maybe a little bit less, probably around an hour, and I'll walk out there and he'll still be asleep. Probably really hungry, actually, but still asleep. Haven't fed him yet.
No matter. Oh, goodness. So we do have a Reaper expansion coming out of the M. The previous games he did go immediately into a reactor rather than any additional Reapers. See if he's going to stick with that, if he's going to make a couple more Reapers in this game or not. I would kind of like to see more Reapers. I mean, just go play for the map itself. But Stark already has a couple Lings out. He's got a Queen about to finish up as well, so Reaper's going to really do not too much once he gets in. It will get the scouting information, which is really all it really needs to do. So that's going to do decently for him, but at the same time, Stark has gotten in with it over. He has seen that the natural expansion is down. Hasn't yet seen any gas timing necessarily. Hasn't seen the second gas. It's been kind of difficult for him to do so, but he does see the Reaper. And actually, well, the M may get a kill, at least 1 kill of a Ling here, so that's nice for him. Any bit of a pickup is decent. But actually, he's going to lose his Reaper.
Lose, yep. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Even the Ling itself picking off that Reaper, it's kind of a salt in the wound, I suppose, when a slow Ling picks off your Reaper.
It's not ideal. You don't really want to lose, because this map's hard enough to scout on as it is. Now he's completely dark. He's lost all map control. And Stark can just really feel free to creep away. If he can get this creep down and out around his third base real quickly, really utilize that lack of Reaper. And he's just going to be completely blind as the M. He does throw down a real fast third CC though. And if he's going to be blind, he may as well be greedy as well.
Yeah, that's one of the things you're thinking the creep. That's one of the things that Stark does do. He does play with a lot of queens, so expect to see creep moving out very quickly. And he's already got 3 active tumors on the map, even using one of his injecting queens to start a tumor. Had a little bit of extra energy on that, so went ahead and started on one of those, delayed one of his injects just a little bit of time, but actually in doing so, I think he lined up his main and natural injects perfectly. So well done to him, even if that was an accident. We'll go ahead and say it on purpose.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Rotron coming down now as well. Now, this is the good thing about getting this Reaper kill, is this Rotron real difficult to scout. I would have liked to see him put it in like a bit of a weirder position, if that makes sense. Like kind of just out in the middle of nowhere between the second and third, just in case it gets scanned. I don't think it'll get scanned, but you're gonna go for this little roach. If you're gonna use this roach for a roach timing, maybe putting it somewhere less obvious as well. It's still in a good spot though.
Yeah, there's 4 Hellions on the map right now, but Stark is happily droning away. He's making 10 more drones, and he's going to finish his saturation, even be a little bit ahead of his saturation on his main base here, so he's going to be able to go into whatever he wants to. He does have double Evo Chamber up. He does have 4 gases actually already, so intrigued to see when that layer is going to come down. Of course, they say that layer is on its way. With double Evo Chamber, 4 gases already, no third base actually thrown down just yet. I'm not sure exactly what Stark's going to go for, but it's going to be pretty powerful, whatever he does decide to do. I think this Roach Horn may have just been for defense for anything early that does come in. And Stark, with an Overlord in the main base, has seen what's going on. He has seen the barracks set up, the early third command center, and seeing that the starport is there, and even sees that there is a double engineering base. So he knows exactly what he's playing against right now.
You might even get away. So it doesn't quite. So close. 1-1 is starting for 1-1 melee missile upgrades as well is starting for Stark. The Italians getting a creep tumor, which is nice, I guess, but not really stemming the flow of creep too much. No. He's already pushed out quite a ways. A few roaches on the way as well. And he's not hiding these roaches; he is bringing them out to the front to defend. The Hellions have turned around though.
It's going to be kind of up to the M to decipher whether or not this is just defensive roaches or if it's actually going to be a roach push. And with 1-1 on the way, this could be a scary roach timing, but there's not really much that Stark will be able to do given that the map is set up the way it is. There's Widow Mines on this ramp. I imagine there's going to be more and more Widow Mines on this ramp as well. But getting this third base down for the M is going to be extremely difficult. Roaches will be able to swing in no matter where he takes it. If he takes it at its normal location, if he does try to go for the gold base, Roaches can get on top of that pretty quickly, especially with the amount of creep that Stark is already pushing out. He's going to get across the map super fast, and eventually that's going to get out of control because there's no way the EM is going to be able to deny any of this creep for a really long time until he gets, starts pushing with his actual units and is able to scan and take out creep tumors. He's not going to deny anything.
Bit of a supply block there for the M as well. As he's getting +1 armor before +1 weapons. I think that might have been a little bit of an oversight there. He had both eBays for quite a while. He had the gas available for that. He has a significant number of Widow Mines though already. And delaying this medevac a bit. Really needs to ramp that medevac production up, just so his buyer's got a bit of staying power. These roaches are moving out. He's lifting the Widow Mines up at the moment. He needs to get them burrowed.
A decent split there by Stark, but there's still 4 Widow Mines on that ramp. It's going to be just how much damage can Stark just do at this third base. He's going to keep his units down here and deny the third for as long as possible. He does have an Overseer coming in, so he's going to be able to kill off the 2 Widow Mines that are down below the ramp. He's going to at least bait 1 shot, if not 2. He's going to get all 4 Widow Mine shots, and he's going to move right up and take out all these mines. There's not much left over. There's another Widow Mine that's going to go off. Actually, it didn't really... I think connected with the roach that died, so it didn't really do anything. And Stark can even bring over his Overlord that isn't an Overseer and starts putting creep down here at this third base and deny that for even longer. I kind of like to see the M just pick up some units and go drop right now because it's the only opportunity he really has to get any damage done. Otherwise, Stark is just he's droning behind this. He's got a Spire coming on the way. He's got a Bandinus on the way as well. He's going into melee upgrades. So if the M does decide, just to make a bunch of Marauders try to counter these roaches, it's going to be for naught when a bunch of mutants fly in.
Yeah, he has a lot of tech by barracks here. Really expecting Stark to stay in Roach and go into Roach Hydra, but that's not the case. And Stark getting his 4th base established, then finally loading up a drop with some Marauders and Marines. It's going to be spotted though by the Watchtower.
There's really nothing back home to defend right now for Stark. He's making some lings at the moment, but it's not going to be really many. Most of his units, these roaches, are out on the map just denying the third base. And another thing about this third is the fact that it's sitting up in the air. It's not dropping mules right now. It's not scanning either. The drop is going to come in. Like I said, there's nothing really to defend except a few lings popping out now, but Stim Marines and a couple Marauders as well to help tank, I guess. It's a pretty decent trade here for the enemy. Could actually go for these Queens as well and probably kill at least one of those. But the Queens actually focus down the medevac, so well done for them. And they're going to back off out of there. I mean, if that medevac stays alive, this drop stays alive for such a long time. But instead, only 3 workers go down, and still this third base has not landed for the M.
No, he's still just building widow mines as well. You don't use the changeling.
This widow mines, they're trying to do some work, and the M's going to be able to push down now. He's got a good enough bio force, but this base was denied for such a long time, and in the meanwhile, Stark has gotten his own 4th base. He's got 72 workers now. He's got Burrow. He's got 17 mutas on the way. How many turrets exist on the map?
0
Turrets.
0 turrets. I mean, there's widow mines, which is nice, but they're all with the army. They're not. He can get across the map without these mutas being spotted, so he's going to do so much damage in the base of the M.
Yeah, I'm almost curious if he's even going to wait for 1-1, but no, he is going to push across the map. If he goes directly for that natural, the first time that the M's going to see this is when these mutas are on top of the 2 barracks that are in the natural base, which means all the SCVs in the natural will probably go down, and I imagine a good number in the main will go down, and then he can just swing around with his main army and go for the 3rd base at the same time. So this is a really scary position coming from our Zerg player. But this is a really large bioforce moving on the map for the M, and if he does try and go for some sort of base trade at this point, because mutas are about to fly in, and that's about to be really scary. The M can rally all of his barracks back home, but already 3 SCVs going down. It's a lot of damage already being done, and if Stark decides to focus these add-ons down, production is going to be stymied so much. But he is moving forward, the M, and trying to get on top of the hatcheries, trying to get on top of where Stark actually has his ground army back home, so he can find a way to defend the mutas back home. But 24 workers have gone down already. So even if, oh gosh, this trade is no splits.
So many Marines going down. There's just more orders left, which GG.
They're decent, but yeah, he's gonna call GG. So, that was rough. That was a rough start there for the M.
Really well played. Stark's map vision was kind of just out of control then.
That map is so difficult for a template to deal with.
I love that map as Zerg. It's so good.
That's why I'm kind of concerned about the opener from the M.
Losing that Reaper, it just hurt so much. Like,
just in general, like he has no way of gaining map control. He can't deny creep ever. And it just gets out of control. He doesn't know what's coming to his base. Isn't able to use any scans to see what's going on either. It's just not really sure how well thought out that build is for current situations of StarCraft at least. But the M is actually back in Squirrel now apparently. What is?
I don't understand.
That's humorous, but we are going to get into game number 2. It's going to be on Overgrowth as soon as our players are ready. We will get into this.
Disappointed with his play in that game. He played pretty flawlessly, in my mind.
How BM.
Perfectionist.
You crush somebody.
Yeah, like that game wasn't really, like, no offense to the M, but that game wasn't really close. Yeah, the M thinks he should have won that army. No micro. Yeah, he really didn't micro against those banelings. But
I still think the amount that Stark could produce behind all of that.
Yeah, 4 base production. And he killed so many mutas. I think he killed like 40 SCVs in the end or something like that with those mutalisks. Yep.
Nevertheless. Jet and in the lobby.
Yeah.
So this could be the last game we see from our Terran player in this group. If he's not able to pull out a victory here in game number 2. There we go. He's ready. We're going to count down into this game. What?
Another really good map for the Stark as well.
Possibly.
Get that 4 base. Get that creep spread going.
This is the map that we saw the M try to do that tank push on with Stim.
I thought it was Deadwing.
No, he did that on Overgrowth.
No, I thought this map was supposed to be Deadwing. You could be right. I thought you were playing on Deadwing though.
No.
No? Never mind me. I thought this map was Deadwing. That's why I said it was a good map. Don't mind me. Just ignore anything I say.
Well, now the players noticed, so I'm pretty sure. And I looked at the chat and it said Overgrowth the second. So, anyway, we are in our game. Spawning up here in the top right in orange from Team Bear Slots needs a victory to avoid elimination. It is the M.
And he's not in Squirrel anymore. BattleNet, please figure it out. And in the bottom left-hand side, it is All Inspirations Stark.
Indeed. So TVZ, this map, we're gonna see. No, not gonna see. Well, could still see a proxy. Could still see a proxy Rex. It's a possibility, but there's no SCVs have left the base yet, so I sincerely doubt it. And Stark is actually scouting for this as well, so he doesn't want to be caught off guard by anything. Going to both watchtowers, and he's gonna go back somewhere. There we go. Going back towards the gold base as well. So, I think I actually forgot to make myself ref for this game, so I can't even tell him what to talk. Whatever.
That's alright. They can talk. That's fine. I don't mind.
What? No gas. No gas. Just
nice.
Okay,
next one's rallied. It's a little bit late though. I think.
That's what you get for talking. I say.
Yep. That macro slipping. Is he gonna proxy hatch? Oh, please, please, please. Entertain me, Stark.
He did that. No, he did a proxy hatch in a game versus Silky during the qualifiers, but he did it inside, not Silky, but someone else on the all-in. But he did it inside the base, actually. He just kept canceling it over and over, and actually he burrowed. He got burrow, so he was able to burrow the drone. And it made it seem like the drone actually died. He just kept remaking it, but no, this is a proxy hatch. It's right outside the natural base, and well, the M, he is prone to expanding on the low ground, which means that depending what Stark decides to do with this, he's going to have early units over in the M's base really, really quickly, even to the point where he could deny the natural from coming up. But this will be an interesting build.
Sent across the map as well. He's not even relying on those drones that pop from the hatch down here. He's sending across, committing pretty heavily to this.
Yeah.
The M is going to low ground CC as well.
I kind of would have liked to see maybe if Stark could go get some gold minerals first and then go, but he doesn't have quite enough time, I don't think. Just get a little bit more mineral count up. Is this Reaper going to see it? No, it's not. This will be interesting. This is going to be like a spine crawler push like you would do against a Protoss player, but he's going to do it against a Terran. And if this CC doesn't get up, that's going to be a disaster. The Queen is on the way already at this proxy hatch. Is there a Ling? Ling needs to come out of here. Lings need to come out of here so he can actually deny this base, because if he denies that CC, it'll be absolutely huge. But he is also going to have to defend against the Reaper in his base, but he hasn't seen anything, really. I mean, he sees the pool finish, which should say something. Stark does barely save that, so...
Yeah, he hasn't checked the natural of Stark. He doesn't know that there's no base there. And he's still not going there. I think he's just assuming there is. I think he's gone now. Now he knows.
So where is he going to go? He's probably going to go to the gold base first. And then, yeah, looks like he's going to the gold base. The gold base is first, but that's not at all where this is. He should see the creep here in just a few seconds. Sadly for Stark, he's not going to be able to deny actually the CC being built. I think if he would have, focused on maybe building a couple Lings out of this command center, he would have kept that CC from being able to live now. So, still, this is going to be a really awkward situation where these spine crawlers are going to be on top of these depots at the wall really, really fast, and all the M's going to have right now. Well, he's got a factory. He can make Hellions.
Building a bunker on the low ground, that's not going to do it. He sees it now on the minimap as well, and the Reaper sees it.
That's frightening.
Yeah, he really needs... You're getting a Widow Miner, I don't think that's right either. He needs tanks and a Raven, like ASAP. I think it almost might be too late. He cancels that, he's putting out a barracks, 2 barracks. Again, I'm not sure that's the right reaction. And Widow Miners are good, because eventually, like, the idea of this is so that the spine crawlers can force the wall down and then Lings can flood in. But
yeah, eventually this will be a bit of a flood of units coming from Stark, and already he's done a decent amount of damage. He's getting on top of these depots here in a second. All there really is a spine, or a Widow Mine that actually is in vision of a Spore Crawler. So Stark realizing pretty much everything that could hurt him. Banshees would be an issue, so he's got the Spore Crawler for that probably, and it already helped out getting killing off the Widow Mine that was there, which means any Lings that do eventually come in, which really... He hasn't made any Lings, he's just been making some drones back home, really, and he's also got a natural expansion coming up. He's got at least 1 Queen over in his main. He's got a few Lings back home as well, just in case there was some sort of proxy or a drop that would be coming out, but already a pretty good position here for Stark, getting the high ground vision with his Overlord even. 1 depot about to fall. This is an interesting position.
Yeah. There's no gas starter for Stark. If he had gassing, there was getting speed. Yeah. The M has left the game. GG.
It's a rough way to go. It's a rough way to go.
Yeah, frustrating.
Frustrating for
I
sure.
can